old first-person shooter, No Players Online brings Capture the Flag back with a supernatural twist. Upon booting up the game, you'll hear the sound of a VHS tape being inserted into a VCR before being greeted with a multitude of servers to select from. Upon selecting an available server, you are instantly dropped into the game with nothing but the atmospheric sounds of the sky, your gun, and your own footsteps. As you explore the map, you'll soon find out that you are playing this game all by yourself. Upon capturing the opposite flag and heading back, you will begin to hear eerie music in the distance. If you follow this opposite path, you'll find the source of the music to be an old record player. At this point, you have the option to stop it by shooting it, or leave it be. After you start strolling back to your base to return the flag, you'll catch a glimpse of the shadowy figure floating across the chasm. If you go and investigate the area, you'll find nothing but a few objects that look like tombstones. But this is where the game takes a dark turn. Upon returning the flag to your base and going back to collect it a second time, you'll be greeted with a message at the bottom of the screen stating a new player has joined the server. Of course, seeing this message in a game that is supposedly 30 years old is haunting enough to send chills down your spine. As you carefully walk back to the other side, you'll catch more glimpses of this figure. But the moment you set the flag down the second time, your body freezes, and if you turn around, you'll witness the shadow gliding towards you before disappearing into thin air. If you decide to keep on playing after this point and collect the last flag, you'll have one more encounter with the shadow. This time, a message will read "Look behind you," before paralyzing you in your spot, as you're forced to watch as this horrifying entity approaches you before disappearing once again. At this point, the developer, John, joins as a spectator and warns you about the danger of returning that final flag. He goes on to explain how the game has the power to raise the dead, and the shadowy figure you encountered is actually his dead wife, whom he wants to resurrect. The server, at his request, will return the flag back to the post and face the consequences. If you decide to return it, John will beg for you to stop what you're doing and turn around. But if you don't, the game will glitch out and return you back to the server menu, where you'll find nothing left of the game. But if you leave the server without putting the flag back, you have a few more options. You can quit the game altogether, or pop back into another server where you can play another round. Upon starting up a new server and experiencing the final encounter with the spirit, John will ask you why you've returned, before a message pops up that John_Dev has joined the game. Upon exploring, you'll find no sight of John or any other player. But if you return to the gravesite where you first saw his wife, you'll find a floating object above a tombstone, an eye to be exact, almost like it's watching you. And if you shoot this eye, a surprise video pops up, showing someone drawing an ambiguous message or map on a piece of paper. Unfortunately, after this point, you are kicked out of the game, and there's nothing more you can do. probably never heard of. A game where you are plagued with ceaseless intrusive thoughts and the struggle to coexist with the uglier side within. This is the story of Exit Mask. Before I delve into the suicidal theories and themes of this game, I first want to beginning. You find yourself at the top of a staircase in a duotone black and white world, surrounded by levitating skulls and spines. As you progress downwards, you are greeted with a floating coffin above a door that leads to nowhere. Upon entering this door, you begin to fall into a void, which instantly transports you into a house. As you explore, you begin to notice the unsettling nature of this home, such as creepy movie posters plastered all over the bedroom wall, photos of people with their faces blurred out, a TV displaying squirming insects, and even a lone utility knife lying on a shelf. But that's not all. Upon making it randomly pops up at the most unpleasant moments. There's also creatures called fumigators that slowly stalk the corridors, and if you touch one, you die. However, the utility knife gives you a special ability to make things easier. If you harm yourself by slitting your wrist, you give yourself the ability to safely bypass the fumigators without the worry of your death. But what is the meaning of this game? And why does cutting yourself make everything easier? At a glance, Exit Mask seems to be a manifestation of your descent into suicide. You begin by climbing down a staircase in an area that resembles purgatory, only to be met with a door that leads you to the free fall of death.
Hey Google, turn on the flashlight.
Turning flashlight on.
Ya ustedes también. Graben el programa y pónganselo acá ratito para que lo vean, ¿no?
Por 250 pesos le doy en su lugar.
250 tiene todo el mundo bajó la mano, dijo, no, mejor ya no. Mejor que continúen.
Mayito.
¿Qué pasó, estrellita? ¿Cómo estás? Por fin se te hizo. Ya vi que el viernes te fue de maravilla. ¡Qué padre!
Pues claro, vengo bien arreglada porque ya viste mi gorrito.
Ay, sí está precioso. Oye, sí es cierto. Qué bonito está. Es de gala ese.
Estoy estrenando y dije, quiero sentir las vísperas de la Navidad.
No, pues sí, apenas terminando el quinto mes. A ver que faltan 6 meses nada más, pero no hay problema.
Dije, quiero ser tu Nochebuena para que venga Santa Claus.
Ándale.